It's more of my weird gravity build. It occurred to me, after I recorded the commentary for that first video, I was like, oh, I bet people don't know where to get the squid hat. You just kill some baby squids, and you'll get the squid hat. That's it. I don't know if... I'm sure I talked about it. The reason I wanted the squid hat was it looks like outer space monster. But yeah, that's where you get it. You just gotta kill some little tiny baby squids, and they'll give you their corpse as a hat. You know how I'm all the time using Night Maiden's Mist, and I'm like, do not succumb. Do not succumb. Well, now, with Collapsing Stars and Night Maiden's Mist, it's not really up to them. How neat is that? We're gonna make them succumb. We're gonna make them do it. That's kind of funny. It's very funny. It rules. This invasion is awesome, and a cool thing happened that I didn't know about. Okay, so I have spawned down here in the middle of the yellow annex tunnel pit, and they just beat the Alabaster Lord, or Onyx Lord, whatever he was. There's some enemies that typically hang out over here, but they're already gone. So, this sucks. So, I'm gonna get out, but I can't climb that ladder. Climbing that ladder would be like a death sentence. So, we'll use the Phantom Bloody Finger to teleport, and this puts us over here. I was able to see that the door was already open, and that this Onyx Lord has already been defeated. So, that tells me that they've already made their way through this dungeon, and then went back, for some reason, for that Onyx Lord at the bottom. Maybe they wanted his sword, he can drop it, and also there's a ancient somber smithing stone tin down there, I believe. It might just be a regular, but there's a tin. There's a max upgrade material up there. But I saw this little lip on the cave, and I was like, hey, can I land on that? And you can land on that. How cool is that? That is a cool little place for an ambush, you know? And I thought, okay, well, that's cool. I didn't know about that. Here comes the Phantom. We're going to use Night Maiden's Mist on the ladder because it will knock him off of said ladder after he takes the stamina damage. Boom. And then Meteorite of Estelle on both of them. And I didn't know what to do with that last talisman slot. In this instance right here, the Mass Graven Talisman to greatly boost sorceries, that would have been hype. But I went with the Fashion Talisman so that people could see I was a cool, gross-looking alien. And you can see in this invasion that I am wearing the Zamor Knight armor. I just thought it looked good together. But then I came up with like a more lore-appropriate armor. I was thinking about wearing like Redmane Knight and Radon Soldier stuff. Because, you know, all the gravity magic is sort of tied to Radon. The Redmane Castle's where you get the Ruins Greatsword, you know. Radon casts all those meteors and stuff like that. So I was really thinking about going that route. And I was kind of sad that the Zamor Knight armor looked this good with the squid hat because it didn't really fit into or tie into any, like, cool lore. It just does look good, though. You can't argue that it looks good. For a big, weird squid man, it looks good. But yeah, what a fun invasion this was. An absolute blast. That Ruins Greatsword, the charged heavy attacks, you saw them create the gravity spikes. They only do that on a charged heavy attack. But it's pretty cool, and it's a little bit extra protection against a whiffed charged heavy attack. Like, you can go for it, and you can be just that much more safe in your assertion that, you know, they won't approach, or if they do approach, they'll at least get hit by the gravity stones. So that's cool. And I talked about this in the last video, but I didn't show it off, I don't think. We have, right now, the Troll Knight Greatsword, Cold Infused, with Waves of Darkness. I fully intend to switch this out for a Watchdog's Greatsword, because the Watchdog Greatsword will have better strength scaling, which will be nice. Oh boy, I wonder if he's got a friend. Of course he's got a friend. They always have a friend. You couldn't invade them if they didn't have a friend. But Saint, I'm one of your viewers, and I'm telling you that I don't always have a friend, and sometimes I use Taunter's Tongue and don't have a friend. And I'm telling you that every other invader is never going to believe that at first sight. They are always going to assume you have some friend somewhere. And I've talked about this before. On PlayStation, at least, you can just hit the dashboard button and it will tell you how many people you are currently playing with. But I don't like to use that feature because I feel like, you know, they should have the right to try and trick me. You know, like, I just feel like if they set an ambush and I fall for it, that's on me. And it would feel kind of cheap to take that away from them and be like, oh, I know you have a friend because I literally metagame. That's meta. That's metagaming. Anyway, so I don't do it. But I will never, ever assume someone is by themselves, you know, for that reason. They're just a pole or a chair or a box or something. This guy plays like an insane person, and it's honestly kind of admirable. I'll hit him, and I really want to get him with Waves of Darkness, but he won't let me, and he just runs into the last one. And that's not the only time he's going to do it. There's Rock Sling in PvP. I hit it on a crazy person. I'm taking advantage of the mentally ill, apparently. But watch, like, he has, every time I've hit him, he has swung at me to stop me from doing something cool. And so I thought, well, I'll go for a parry. And then he doesn't swing at me. I thought, okay, I'll throw out the bait. He'll come at that. He doesn't come at it. I'll throw out the bait again. He interrupts the charged R2. Absolutely disgusting that he managed to pull that off. More Rock Sling. No good this time. You know how hard it is to hit people in PvP with Rock Sling when they're the only thing they have to look at is you. It's very fun. And run back into it, you absolute clever person. This person was insane. This was obviously a person who was mentally unfit. It was fun though. GG's. Another weapon that I haven't shown off on the build, I showed off the Gravity Bolt, the Ash of War, on the Falling Star Beast Jaw. I showed off the Gravity Bolt, but I didn't show off actually using the weapon. Well, it's a colossal weapon, so that means it has one of my favorite Elden Ring things in it. I mess it up right there. That's a bad input. We hit him with the R1, and then we hit him with the old reverse backstep R1. And I love it. The tracking on it is insanely good. It is perfectly designed by God to catch rolls. It's a catcher's mitt for bread because it catches rolls. Another great invasion here, and this will allow us to show off something that we haven't shown off yet. Look at me just casting Rock Sling at literally all the wrong people at all the wrong time. Didn't hit a single person with it. I could have hit everybody. I could have hit everybody with one Rock Sling if I had paid closer attention. But I was so excited. I was like, I'm actually going to get to hit Rock Sling. I can't believe it. I saw the tootin' horn and I knew I was going to get bubbled. So I get off the ladder. Okay, so we want to pull these people down. Well, this guy just jumps down. That's great. And the other guy's just going to stand up there and cast spells at us, which is also great. That's like the best case scenario right here. That allows us to get rid of him. Now I would like to use Gravity Well or Falling Stars to pull this, Collapsing Stars, to pull this dude down, because that would be funny. That would make for a good YouTube clip. What was that? Don't ask me. I don't know. I'm not going to try it again, though. I'll tell you that. You'd be a crazy person to try that after you just watched it fail. But he's standing, like, just right there, and he's unhittable. Now he's turning into a moon. I know this has no chance of hitting me, so we're safe for a second. Let's make a little swap. Let's do some manual gravity, shall we? We're going to do a little manual gravity. Just like that. Boom. Get down here. Manual gravity. This is one of those builds that could really stand to have more than one blue flask, but I hate to give up. I hate to give up that many health flasks. You know, look at the hyper armor on the running R2 versus a one-handed greatsword, and I poised through that. Are you out of your mind? Dismounter, crag blade. It's real. Look at it. Look at that. How cool does it look? Looks very cool. Little Onyx Lord Greatsword, which again is a curved greatsword. This one has more AR, more attack power than the Dismounter, but it doesn't have the frostbite. Plunge. Repulsed. Boom, get off of my level, kid. Close up on the squid head. Oh, this poor wizard. This is the story of Mish. Poor wizard, who was casting spells while his friend fought the Crystallian. I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. You could cut ties with all the lies. You know what I'm talking about? Third Eye Blind. What about Vacuum Slice? The cold vacuum of space? Get over here. Get out of here. Get over here, get out of here. You know what I'm talking about? Now you do. Collapsing stars into Vacuum Slice. That's a little something. That's a little something I cooked up in the laboratory. Turned on my Bunsen burner. Ding, ding, ding. Getting my beakers out. Make sure the goggles are on. Next to the eye wash station. Spin it around. The red potion turns blue. I'm stroking my chin. Cooked it up in a lab. Collapsing stars into Vacuum Slice. You know I gotta have a straight sword on this build, right? Of course. This ain't right. What would it be like if you didn't have a straight sword? You don't even want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. This man, this absolute legend, dual flail gaming. That Night Maiden's Mist, man. It's so good. It's just so good. Let's get on this elevator. You have to escape. You can't stand here and fight this crazy squid monster. So yeah, I kind of... There you can see I've changed the armor up. We're using the Beastman armor now. And I thought, you know, Radahn loved animals. Obviously, he has Leonard the horse. Everyone knows about that one. And real gamers will know that in patch 1.0, in the very first release of Elden Ring, the Silver Cat Ring was the cat was Radahn's cat. That was his cat. And they've changed the item description in one of the patches, so it's no longer his cat. It's just a Raya Lucaria, you know, cat legend. But I still like to think it was Radahn's cat, and he just wasn't allowed to have cats. Maybe Renala's allergic or something. So she said, yeah, no cats. And Radahn had to hide the cat. But the cat also, the cat ring makes gravity not affect you, you know. Anyway, the point is, Radahn liked animals. He likes horses, he likes cats. I thought, wouldn't it be cool if Radahn had a squid that he taught magic to? And so that's this build. So we're wearing the beast armor because squids are kind of like beasts, right? And we're wearing the Radahn soldier gauntlets as well as the Radahn soldier's legs. And that's the build. We're you know, outer space learning magic Squid Master. We don't use the meteorite staff, it's too heavy, but if you have time and you want to make a swap, you can offhand the meteorite staff for the boost to talismans. I'm sorry, the boost to gravity magic. I was showing off talismans. You know, put whatever you want. I just use the trick mirror so that I can look cool. But that's a pro level move, so, you know, you should be wary of doing that. Maybe you should stick to something safer. The Physic is plus 10 intelligence, and FP is free for 10 seconds. You saw the stats, you saw the weapons, you saw the build. I'll have more real soon. Until then, later, y'all.